best friend, she's 23. She left her body and hovered above me.
So we are back again. Last 16 draw has been done, and Olympiacos is back again. Yay! Can't wait. Olympiacos. Nandes one. How you doing, mate?
Yo, I'm good.
You're good. So obviously, we'll also be doing an opposition preview today for the Sunday game versus Leicester. But I wanna read out the draw first. All the teams that have been drawn out. So first of all, we've got Ajax versus Young Boys, who knocked out what was it, Leverkusen, big win for them. Dinamo Kiev versus Villarreal. Roma versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Olympiacos versus Arsenal. Not this again. Dinamo Zagreb versus Tottenham. Man United versus Milan. Sparta Praha versus Rangers. And the next one, you can't see on shot, but it's Granada versus Molde. Probably the tie of the round there is probably United versus Milan's Zlatan Ibrahimovic back at his old club. Nandes one, what do you think?
Yeah, of course. Arsenal, obviously, did you say it's Slavia Praha versus Rangers?
Yeah.
It's a little bit awkward there. I think we would have beaten Rangers, to be honest, but hopefully...
It is what it is.
I don't know, United versus Milan. I'm going to go with a AC Milan win.
Zlatan's going to get a hat-trick, isn't he?
Zlatan, it's going to be that Rafael Leao. He's going to get a hat-trick.
Okay, he's a good player. Any other ties appealing to you in that draw? I think Sparta versus Slavia, versus Rangers is going to be a big one.
Slavia versus Rangers probably. I think for me, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one, but the big one for us is obviously Olympiacos back again. Not one we would have wanted, definitely, but what can you do? It is what it is. Back at their stadium, we obviously played our second leg against Benfica last night in that ground. So, yeah, it's one of them. But obviously, going to go into the Leicester opposition preview. What happened last night? Because we all thought, obviously, you guys drew 0-0 to Sparta in the first leg. Slavia, Sparta, whatever it is, in the first leg. 0-0. You didn't get the away goal, which is quite kind of a big thing. But you thought in the second leg, it's at home, you could blow them away. What happened? What went wrong?
I think when we were coming into that one, when we were going always in Slavia Praha, I wasn't confident that we were going to win it. Like I did say to a few of my viewers that I'm not confident just because James Maddison, he was out. There was no spark. There was no kind of foxes in the team. And I think that is why we didn't really win it. I think obviously Brendan Rodgers' record in 32, around 32 isn't great. I think for me, it was a little bit of a managerial error. He didn't start some big players. Harvey Barnes, Ricardo Pereira, Timothy Castagne all went down from there. Yeah.
Are you upset because this is a competition? It's the Europa League. Yes, you could make the Champions League through the league, but again, that's not a given considering you bottled it last year. So, do you think it's sad that you're going out, or is it a good thing now you can focus on the league?
I think any trophy that you're coming in, you've got to be in it to win it. And Europa League, we bottled it, and that's fair that we bottled it. We missed out on one of the biggest cups you can get right now that we could have got. Premier League for me we're not tremendously in it yet. I think Europa League, we were in it. We had a chance to win it. We came in favourites to win this match against Slavia Praha, and it is a big loss that we lost. Obviously, we missed a few players. I don't know where Jamie Vardy's gone. I don't think he was given that creativity, and I think Arsenal can probably look forward to Leicester's form from that game. Obviously, without James Maddison as well, and probably wish for something great to happen.
Yeah, again, in the league, you're actually doing pretty well, aren't you? You're third. Do you think you can make Champions League football this year?
I'm going to say 100%. I think we can get Champions League football. I think it's one of those ones where I wouldn't be surprised if we bottled it again. I'm not going to come here.
Yeah.
I still think it's 100%, but I'm just going to say after what's happened last night, what happened with James Maddison's injuries, it just seems to be coming back. James Justin, all of these players, which is very, very unlucky. And I think overall, let's just hope that we do well. And yeah, it's a sticky one, isn't it? A very, very sticky one. But I don't know. You just got to deal with it. I just think maybe, I don't know what problem it was. The team sheet, no James Maddison, no creativity, or is it Brendan Rodgers' fault for the formation? He didn't really do it well. Trubovski's Slavia Praha deserved it more anyways. They played better. Abdullah Sima, another big one. I think overall Arsenal coming into this one, it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, to be honest, now we're through to the last 16. You look at Olympiacos, and again, they aren't the greatest team. Like, if we didn't have what happened last year, then I think I would have been confident. But now it's obviously what happened last year plays on your mind. One of those ones, obviously, we got knocked out in the 120th minute. The flashbacks are still there. So for Arsenal, the league is sort of, maybe let's put it aside. So maybe we're going to rest a few players in this one. But what's your approach? I mean, like, what's your approach going into this game? Is it to try and blow Arsenal off, try and slip back, counter? Because in the first league game, that's what you did. You sat back, Arsenal were the better team, and you put on Vardy and he finished the job.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be Vardy in that dangerous role. I think with Leicester now, we didn't play well in that Slavia Praha game before we played Villa. We beat Liverpool, and I think our Premier League record is pretty good. But it's a big one that we haven't got James Maddison. We haven't really had a game without James Maddison for that long ago. So hopefully it's not all James Maddison. Hopefully he brings out a few players. I know he rested Harvey Barnes. I think with him resting Harvey Barnes, Castagna, Ricardo Pereira, he's going to be making sure Saka's going to be not coming anywhere near cutting in, because I think when you guys were playing us, he was the most dangerous player without a doubt. Aubameyang wasn't too dangerous in that game, and I think looking at Aubameyang's form right now, I think Leicester are going to be more focusing on the wingers than any other team, any other player combined.
Yeah. Obviously, I think we'll rotate, so we might put Martinelli on one side, might put Pepe on both sides. On the other side, they're players that could hurt you a lot. Do you worry for that? Would you expect Arsenal to bring? Nandez? Easy gunner. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened there. But if you haven't already, check out the draw. Ajax versus Young Boys, Dinamo Kiev versus Villarreal, Roma versus Shakhtar, Olympiacos again. A very tough one, Olympiacos, as I said. And we've got Dinamo Zagreb versus Tottenham in the other one. United versus Milan, obviously Zlatan Ibrahimovic is going to be a big one. So I think there could be a potential upset there, possibly. I'm not too sure. But then you got Slavia Praha versus Rangers, Granada versus Molde. So I think in the quarterfinals, you will get a weaker team. Like you got Granada and Molde, so you're gonna have a weaker team there. You got Dinamo Kiev versus Villarreal, so maybe a weaker team there. Roma versus Shakhtar, again, you could get a weaker team. Again, just have to see. So yeah. Yo, you back?
Sorry, man, my Wi-Fi is not.
Yeah, that's fine.
My
But
Wi-Fi is not great today.
yeah, that's fine. But as I was saying, what approach do you take into this game? We might rotate Martinelli, Pepe either side, maybe Lacazette down the middle. What do you worry about?
I think I'm fairly confident with Brendan Rodgers and how it work. I know he's in that Liverpool game, if you remember. I don't know if you watched the Aston Villa. He changes the formation about 3 times in a game, He does that quite a lot. He can switch it to a diamond. And I think overall, after a few minutes of that game, I think I'm fairly confident that Brendan Rodgers will highlight the big players to his coaching staff and to the players, and they're going to change that formation to actually control the whole game. Obviously, Leicester, they need to be winning this one. I think right now, without Europa League, I think we should take advantage of a team like Arsenal, who got a loss against Man City. And even though Man City are a strong team and Arsenal couldn't beat them, I think for me, Leicester, we have a chance to beat you guys. We have a chance to get that 3 points. It is so big. We still got a chance in it. There's quite a few games left. But Arsenal, for me, I think they're a team that we really should be beating. But your form, I can't lie, your form has been probably one of the best I've seen in a long time from you guys this season. Benfica, you had a great game against them. I'm not too sure
Lucky,
what went wrong there. I don't know if you can tell me what went wrong with the Benfica goals, because you guys obviously did concede, to be honest, quite a few. I didn't really see what happened.
Thing is, in that Benfica game, it was more about mistakes because they had nothing going forward. Every time they tried attacking, they slipped, they fell over. So it was like, if we can control it, can have a professional performance, we can get through. But then obviously, Ceballos' mistake leads to a free kick, and then the free kick goes in. Look, you can't stop that, but you can stop the build up to that, But then the second one, it was a long kick from the goalkeeper off a corner. We don't have our main players back because the defenders are in the other box. So, and then Danny Ceballos decides to head it to their striker and they score an open goal. Leno can't do anything about it. So it's one of them, it's mistakes cost us, but then we had bits of quality like Saka. What's your thoughts on Saka? Do you think he's up there with the best players in this league at the moment? Because you think about it, everyone's talking about Saka versus Foden for best young player in this league, but Foden plays for Man City under probably what is the best manager in this league. If Saka was playing in City, don't you think he'd be better than Foden? Who do you think's the best young player in the league? Do you think it's Saka, Foden, anyone else? Because Saka's been brilliant. What's your thoughts?
I think for me, a lot of people talk about Mason Greenwood, but I think he's absolutely trash. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna come here and say
he's overrated. I think.
But yeah, I just think players like Bukayo Saka. I think I've said it before that I don't think he's the greatest player on the pitch, like best in he's going to be one of the best youngsters. But when I saw him against Leicester, it totally did change my mind. He looked so dangerous, and if you contrast that with his age, he's turning into a phenomenal player. And I think it's going to be interesting to see Harvey Barnes or Saka, see who does better in that one, who does better on the wing. But I think obviously Saka, he's quite quick in a sense. He's got that pace, he's got that skill, he's confident with the ball. And I think he's going to be going against our players quite a lot. You've got the likes of Ricardo Pereira going to be going against him. Could be Timothy Castagna going against him. And I think, although I have a lot of trust in those players can make a few mistakes. And I think if you go against a player like Nicolas Pepe or Bukayo Saka, you're going to be conceding a lot. And you saw his assist. I think with Benfica, he got a few assists in there. He links up well with Aubameyang, and also our aerial threat isn't good. So if we can't really deal with Saka, I think we're going to be losing this game tremendously.
Yeah, I think in the first game, earlier in the season, beating the Carabao Cup, let's just start wiped off. Carabao Cup's pretty hopeless anyway. But you look at the other one, which was the league game, and I thought we played the better team. We were creating a few chances. We were the dominating team. Saka played brilliantly in that game. But then Vardy comes on, Mustafi happens, and Vardy always seems to score against us. Do you think that's somewhere he can easily win the game?
I think the thing about Vardy is a lot of Leicester fans, I don't know if there's any actually watching this one, but the thing that I've noticed with Jamie Vardy is you can see him getting older. He's very old now, and you can already see his decline starting to occur. What is it? 1 goal in 10 games now, or something like that. That was the stat that they said yesterday. And that is pretty shocking. Even though he hasn't been given as many chances as he should have, I think Jamie Vardy, he's not one player that you should really be looking out for this match. Don't get me wrong. If it was the start of the season, I would be saying Jamie Vardy, the key man. But for me, I think the player that you guys need to be watching out for is Harvey Barnes. I think Harvey Barnes coming in, likes of Yuri Tillemans as well. as well as players like Ricardo Pereira. They're all attacking players who can get onto you guys. I think you guys shouldn't necessarily be worried about Jamie Vardy. It's what the other players can do to get those balls into Jamie Vardy. But if it's a one-on-one, without a doubt, Jamie Vardy's going to score. You guys don't want to be doing that with your defense.
Harvey Barnes, he's one player that I really like this season. I've watched him a few times. I've told you this already, but look, Harvey Barnes, he's someone that could cause problems. He plays left wing, doesn't he?
Yeah, Harvey Barnes plays left wing.
Yeah, so if he's up against Bellerin, then RIP Bellerin, you know what I mean? And that's something we need to watch out for because he has a lot of quality. How do you think his development has been over the last few years? How he's grown? Do you think that's down to the manager, his progression? What do you think of the overall player there?
I could probably quote this from my dad, and he said when he first saw Harvey Barnes in that first season, he was a player who went on loan to West Brom. He scored a few goals. But he's a player who showed a lot of kind of class, and he wasn't really scoring as many goals. But now he's finally turning into a player when he's got that finishing mentality now. He's allowed to finish. He can score those goals now. And I think he's one of those players that will just get better. And with a manager like Brendan Rodgers, having a attacker like Jamie Vardy, Harvey Barnes is quite close on equaling Jamie Vardy's goals this season anyways. So I think Harvey Barnes, maybe he could turn into one of these big players without a doubt. But I think we are lucky that we've got another player like Harvey Barnes. I've got quite a lot of trust in him to do well in that Arsenal game. Yeah, guys, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, just before we get into the next bit, I want to talk about the game is on Sunday, 12 p.m., the early kickoff. Now, I don't know if Nandez one knows this, but our record on the morning kickoffs are absolutely rubbish. We don't usually win any games then. That's where we got knocked out the FA Cup as well. It's a tough time for us to play. I don't like playing at that time because, yeah, getting up early and I still like that. But, yeah, 12 p.m. Next bit I want to say is, striking situation. You've had Vardy for the last few years now. I just want to go back on that. Who would you bring in to replace him? Talks of, Edouard from Celtic. Even we've been linked to him heavily. We even put in a bid for him in the summer, which got turned down. But I'm looking at Edouard and I'm saying, look, he's only got 15, 20 million, and he's coming from a league that, if you're second in Scottish Premiership, that isn't good because that's a trash league. You should be, if you're going to buy a player from there, they should be top. We obviously got Kieran Tierney from there, but they were, smashing it. They were going for 10 out of 10 Celtic over there, in the form. And Kieran Tierney's been brilliant for us, showing that yesterday as well. But, you got other players like Tony, you got some other players as well, but who do you go for? Your thoughts on that?
I think when you look at it at a Leicester point of view, I think no one's going to replace Jamie Vardy, being realistic. You're not going to find a player like Jamie Vardy. And I think you can only, right now, whilst Jamie Vardy's still playing, it is probably starting to decline. I think we need to be bringing in quite a big player already. There's been talks about Andre Silva being a good one who could come to Leicester, change the game. But I think Ivan Toney and Odsonne Edouard are two players that I'm pretty unsure about. Now, obviously, Ivan Toney, he came to Newcastle. He didn't really cut it out there in the Premier League. Is he just a Championship player? Does he only do well in Championship play? And also Odsonne Edouard. I don't know if you were on the call with me, but we had some friends in Scotland who were saying Odsonne Edouard, there's nothing special about him anymore. He used to be good. And
I heard that as well.
Started to climb. Yeah, and that kind of rung into my head. I think the thing about Odsonne Edouard is that does contrast with his stats. He hasn't scored as many goals. He's gone a bit downhill. And I think I don't want to be getting a player who I just don't know if he fits that build-up of how Leicester comes into this one. He would be a good one as a second striker. I'm not going to lie to you. And I would bring him in, but I think maybe a different player. There's been talks about Gabriel Barbosa from Flamengo, the Brazilian striker. He would be a good one for me, but I think we need to be a good one. We need to come out with a big team, a big transfer. I think for this year.
Yeah, Odsonne Edouard. He's got 23 appearances, 15 goals and 4 assists. So that isn't bad. I wouldn't say that's bad, but still, I think you want a bit more, don't you think? And 4 appearances and 2 goals in the Europa League when they were in it earlier, and he got 1 goal in the qualifying round as well.
it's not a bad stat, like considering when you look at it, you see players like that getting that amount of goals in the Premier League, and he's playing in games against Scottish clubs that are probably at best, if they're in England, at League One level. And
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think Odson Edouard, is he really at that level? Can he come into this one? And there's been talks about playing Harvey Barnes as a striker. He does have that similar mentality to Jamie Vardy, but I just think he probably works best as a striker. As a left winger. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting with strikers. Can't bring Kelechi and actually in that striker role. Although I really, really think he's an alright player. I think it's not good enough as a player that we could bring in.
Give me your team news for the game. Who's available? Who's not available?
Obviously, the normal ones. James Justin, he's not going to be here. He's out till November. Dennis Pratt,
ACL.
Wesley Fafana, none of him. You're not going to be seeing James Maddison for this one, which is a big, big relief for you. Your club in general. That's about it. There was no real injuries sustained in that Leicester versus Praha match. So yeah, not too many injuries for you guys. Not sure.
For us again, Partey came on. Sasa, I think he could start in this one because he only played half an hour against Benfica. So, Thomas Partey being in that midfield will give us a big boost. He's a very good player in there. You must have seen when we guys played you, and we dominated that midfield with Partey in the midfield, and he's just had that impact. He's a world-class midfielder. Give me your starting 11, 1 to 11.
So obviously in goal will be Kasper Schmeichel, of course, Danish #1. For me, he's better than Bernd Leno. Obviously for you.
Oh my, not this again.
It's not the same.
We'll leave that for now.
Going on to that left back role, we probably will expect Timothy Castagne to take up that role. I think he'll come back into this one, take up that left back position. It could be Luke Thomas, but I'm fairly sure it'll be Timothy Castagne to take up that left back role. Going on to right back now, Ricardo Pereira, Portuguese international class player. Really, really love that guy. For me, one of the best right backs in the Premier League right now. 2 centre backs. Probably is going to be the normal ones. Shawnee Evans, Suyuncu, 2 very strong centre backs. I know we played 3 at the back against you guys last side, and we played with Fuchs in centre back. So that I'm fairly questionable how you guys did not score in that one. But going as we play normally a 4-1-4-1, but we play 2 players more as a CDM and centre mid. I do expect Wilfred and Didi to play in a CDM position, which pushes Mendy into a centre mid position, causing there to be a cam being Yuri Tillemans. Obviously, for you guys, Yuri Tillemans, he's going to be a relief because he did not play well at all in that number 10 role. To show how much we need James Maddison. Going on to that left wing role, we do have Harvey Barnes. Right wing, probably expect Mark Albrighton to make a start here. And then obviously in that striker role, it has to be no one else but Jamie Vardy.
Okay, thank you for that lineup. My lineup will be, in the full preview, which is going to be probably uploaded tomorrow morning. But I'll probably go quickly. I'll go with Leno, Cedric, Murray, Holding, Tierney. I'll go with the midfield of Elneny, Ceballos, and I'll probably bench Partey in this one. I think I'll keep Partey on the bench. We need him for future games. So probably Ceballos, Elneny, and Smith Rowe. Then the front 3, I'll go with Pepe, Lacazette, and Martinelli. Do you think that's a lineup that could beat you? On form.
I don't think I can predict anything for this one. I think Arsenal, Leicester, 2 clubs that have bottled a lot, and I think we'll only be able to predict a score. At least if at the first half. After the first half, we'll probably be able to predict a score. I think it's one of those games that I can't really tell if your team are going to do well.
Yeah, let's do a combined 11. Why not? Let's go for a combined 11. The goalkeeping one's going to be a tricky one. Who are you going with?
If we have to go for goalie, I'll let you put Bernd Leno in. I'll let you put Bernd Leno in.
Because to be fair, not many of our other players go into that team anyway. So yeah, we'll go Bernd Leno.
Martinez, 100% would have been Martinez. But,
I probably like Martinez.
Left back, Kieran Tierney. It's got to be Kieran Tierney. No James Justin.
Yeah. Right. No. Kieran Tierney at left back. Can you stop this now? Kieran Tierney has to get it.
If James Justin was playing,
Tierney's more established. Tierney is way more established and much better player.
Okay, going to the 2 centre backs for me, it has to be Suyuncu, Evans.
I'll take that. I'll take that. No, I'll go Suyuncu and Fofana.
Oh, wait, are we allowed to do players that are injured?
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh,
like just
yeah,
overall, innit? Yeah, Fofana.
I think Justin in that left back row then.
You can take Ricardo at right back though, because
Okay.
I love Tini though.
Right back. You guys. I'm gonna say James.
None of our right backs get in. Just give me a right back.
I'm gonna say James Justin right back. James Justin right back.
Yeah. Nandez, do you want to read this comment out?
Did you see Arsenal might sign? So buzzing.
You want to read the name out?
No, I'm alright.
I can't even. I don't know what that says. Okay, I'm just blanking out. I'm not going to read it out though because I know it's a bait and clip it up and put it up somewhere. But that's not going to happen. Let's get into the midfield. We'll go to the 4-3-3. So, I'll put Partey in there. You can take the other two midfield spots.
Partey. I don't know.
He's a world-class midfielder. We're looking at this overall.
I personally think in that midfield, it should be all three Leicester players: Maddison, Yuri Tillemans, Wilfred Ndidi.
I'll take that, to be honest. I don't mind.
I just think
it's not like Partey has shown it.
He hasn't proven in the Premier League at all.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. Front three, this could be a tricky one. On the right-hand side, Saka. I'm sorry. Right-hand side has to be Saka.
I mean, it's not like it can't be Saka. We don't really have any right wingers suitable that go over Saka. But for me, left wing has to be Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, I'll take that all day long. Yeah, I'll take that. Up front, right now.
Right now, at this minute, I'm going to say Aubameyang if it was today's form. But I think overall, Jamie Vardy.
He's in good form at the moment, Aubameyang.
Yeah, Aubameyang's in good form. I'm not going to lie to you. Aubameyang scored a few goals. Leicester's Jamie Vardy scored only 1 goal or something in 10 games, which is shocking. But he's getting the assist.
Aubameyang has 13 goals this season. And let me check Vardy. Vardy has... I should check quickly. Vardy has 14 goals this season.
They're both not doing great.
Yeah, so I think you could go half-half on that one, couldn't you?
Yeah, we'll go...
but I think overall, you guys probably have the better squad, which is pretty bad, isn't it?
I think with Leicester, if you look at Leicester in my point of view, we were playing League One football not too long ago, Championship not too long ago.
Yeah.
I think we're fairly lucky that we've done what we've done. We brought in all of these players when they weren't great, were they? I think Yuri Tillemans is one player who's a big prospect. Everyone kind of knew about him, but I think other than that, I think we brought up players like Wesley Fofana now, James Maddison, Jamie Vardy, of course. Harvey Barnes is a big one. He came from the academy. I think players like Kasper Schmeichel as well. Just endless players. And I think that is what a lot of people kind of don't really give it to about Leicester. I think Arsenal are coming into this one with a strong team, but I think the amount of money they paid, I think they really should be playing with a better team than us.
Okay, finally, before we get on to something I want to do with the Europa League thing, but who do you think will win this one? What's your prediction?
For each match?
No, not this one, but like prediction for we'll get into these matches in a bit, but just for Arsenal Leicester this weekend.
I'm gonna say 2-2.
2-2. I could go with that. I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. I really don't know personally. Luca Life says 2-1 Leicester or 1-1. Follow Lucas Life on Martinelli AFC. Good one, lads. Nice, thank you. Hong Kong Football on Tour says Aubameyang over Vardy. Aubameyang has done it in Europe. That's a fair shout, isn't it?
What was that?
Aubameyang over Vardy. Aubameyang has done it in Europe.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. Jamie Vardy hasn't scored a lot in Europe.
Yeah. All right, then. Just looking at this now, I want you to give your predictions for each one, but let's just recap again for all the new viewers that are here. Ajax versus Young Boys, Dinamo Kiev versus Villarreal, Roma versus Shakhtar, Olympiacos versus Arsenal, one of the draws of the round. Time for revenge for Arsenal. That's already my title for my preview for this one. Time for revenge, because I cannot go through this again. You know, I cannot do this again. Dinamo Zagreb versus Spurs, Man United versus Milan, probably my biggest game of the round. I'll ask you in a second, but Slavia Praha versus Rangers, and then the last one is Granada versus Molde. Hong Kong Football and says I have big respect for Leicester. I like them a lot, but I think Arsenal win 2-1. But I would take 2-2. Yeah, that I think, yeah, that's probably the consensus here. But yeah, you know, I have respect for Leicester, what they've done over the last few years. They really have caused a rattle in that so-called big six, like the rattle. Like they have caused a rattle in there. You know, they've taken big teams out of it, and they're challenging at the top of the table at the moment. And let's see how long that continues for. But let me ask you, just before we finish off, Ajax versus Young Boys, who's going to win?
I'm going to say Young Boys for this one. I think it's going to be, I don't know, Ajax, they're looking good, but I think Young Boys, there's something about them beating Bayer Leverkusen. I think it's something special.
Yeah. When are the Europa League games going to be? So it's going to be on not next week, but the week after. So when the Champions League second legs are, the same week the Europa League games are going to be. So not next week, but the week after. Week starting 8th of March. 8th of March. Week starting 8th of March. That's where the Champions League and the Europa League games are going to be. So Dinamo Kiev versus Villarreal. Unai Emery versus Dinamo. Villarreal. Roma versus Shakhtar. Shakhtar are decent, but Roma have got Mkhitaryan and Pedro in their team.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be close, but I just see Roma getting a last minute winner.
Roma. Olympiacos versus Arsenal. Do you think Arsenal will get their revenge? I think they are. I think Arsenal will do it.
I'm gonna say Arsenal. I think Olympiacos, they're kind of up and down. I think Olympiacos are quite lucky in that one, anyways, against you guys. I think it was more of an off game like we had against Praha.
Yeah, it's going to be a return for Socrates Papastatopoulos, who is playing for Olympiacos at this point. He signed for them in January from us, so he's going to be back against Arsenal. He'll like that as well. Next one, Dinamo versus Tottenham.
The Croatian side isn't too bad, but I'm going to give it to Tottenham.
Yeah, I think Jose would do it, I think. United versus Milan, he's going to get through.
I'm going AC Milan. I'm getting AC Milan 100%.
Zlatan, you know, Leao, they've got some decent players in them. What do you think?
I mean, for me, Rafael Leao, I think Leicester should probably look at putting him as a target for Jamie Vardy's potential. Pace. He's a good one. He's young. He's got pace. He's got everything that we really need. Be expensive.
Slavia Praha versus Rangers.
This is awkward.
This could be a tough one. This could be an interesting one. This one, isn't it?
I think when there was the first draw, I think I kind of underrated Slavia Praha a lot.
Definitely.
I was like, it's going to be easy win. It's going to be an easy win. I think looking at Slavia Praha now, but then looking at Rangers, I just think Rangers are going to still win it. I think, all respect to Slavia Praha, they're a great team, but I think they weren't going against a Leicester side that were completely strong, that were completely good. And I think they're going to be having a shock against a team like Rangers, who are obviously doing well. They got a good win against Antwerp. They love scoring goals. They got a great manager like Steven Gerrard. And you know what? They're going to do something special.
Yeah. Wow, AC Milan, but I think United to win. But come on, AC. Yeah, I think we need the English. For obviously Arsenal, we need the English teams getting knocked out. You know, I don't want to be coming up against Man United or Spurs over 2 legs because I think we'll get knocked out. But the last one, Granada versus Molde. Obviously, Molde were in our group stage, and we beat them twice quite comfortably, and they beat Hoffenheim to get to this round for the first time in their history.
I'm gonna go Granada. I'm going to go with Granada. I just think Granada, they had a great win against, I think, Napoli. They're doing well in La Liga. They're a class team. They're a fairly new team to kind of always these European competitions. And I think Granada, I wouldn't mind them winning the Europa League at all. If there's any team that I'd want to win the Europa League, or either be Ajax, Young Boys, or Granada.
Yeah. So that is it for today's video and live stream. Arsenal versus Leicester, what you can expect to come next. Tomorrow morning, full preview for this game, hopefully. And then on Sunday, you'll have the player ratings and match reaction on this channel. Hong Kong Football Until quickly says Granada versus Molde, such a dead game. It could be interesting. You know, it's two sides that have never been at the stage before in their history. So it's going to be a big one for them, obviously. But where can they follow you, Nandes one? Tell them about your channel, do your plugs.
Obviously, Nandes one on YouTube. You should subscribe. I do the daily content. That is a bit of a lie. But Twitter,
that's a big lie. I'll be honest. That's a big lie.
Twitter-wise, Nandes one. You should probably find it or look at HJ90's following or followers. You better be followed. You better be followed. Yeah, I'm on a route to 1,000 subs, so I really do appreciate if you guys do subscribe. Get your friends to subscribe. It's a really big one for me. And yeah, guys, well done to HJ90. He's a good friend of mine.
Yeah. So I'll just throw Nandes one's link in the chat down below. So Nandes one, if you do need one for any streams for this upcoming game, big one for both teams. Any last words?
Let the best team win, I guess. Let the best team win.
All right then. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next one. Bye bye.